one of them. Joining us now is U.S. Representative for Illinois' 5th Congressional District, Mike Quigley. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. Which one's my teleprompter, by the way?
Yeah, just read all of them.
Take any of them. They all cost the same. What can we expect, if anything, out of a 30-minute meeting with Putin?
Yeah, I mean, this could be one that we take 30 days to do right.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what to expect. I know what to hope. I would hope the president would look at Mr. Putin in the eye and say, you attack the democratic process, we're not going to tolerate that. But there's a lot of other things as well, like,
yeah. But you know,
how do we handle ISIS in Syria?
Sure. They spy on us, we spy on them. Nothing's new there. I mean, shouldn't the question be, you know, if they get away with it, where were we at the wheel when all this was going on?
This is a little different when you actually hack into the boards of election. It crosses a different line. And if we declare those as infrastructure, this actually violates international law. So I'd argue this is a little more serious than we spy on them and they spy on us.
Sure.
I think we need to harden our defenses. That begins with the President of the United States, the Commander-in-Chief, acknowledging that the Russians did this and helping local boards of elections fight against cybersecurity.
When you hear the President yesterday say it could be Russia, maybe it's other countries, you're on the Intelligence Committee. Is there any doubt?
The entire intelligence community strongly believes, they're unanimous, this was Russian involvement, no one else. So it begs the question, who's advising the president on this if it's not the intelligence community? Who does he listen to on matters of national security if it's not the 17 agencies involved?
What impact does it have on our ability to gather evidence and share intelligence, rather, with our allies when the president says something like this?
I think a couple things. First, I think our allies are very wary of who he shares information with. It was obvious that Oval Office meeting with the Russians in which he talked about national security issues, that scares them away. And I do think they're concerned about leaks. It makes it tougher for them to help us. We are safer not when we say America first. We are safer when we say we are all united against common threats.
There are only 6 people, we're told, that are going to be in this meeting. Do you think we, the public, or you guys will ever even hear or know what happened?
I suspect it will get out. I'm not as concerned with how many people are in the room as whether or not the president makes those key points. And we're talking about North Korea all the time. It'd be a great thing to bring up with President Putin. Stop trading with North Korea. Help us work with Beijing to bring pressure upon them.
And so if China is still doing business with North Korea as they have been doing, to President Trump's point, what's our plan B there?
Plan B is you're at the G20. This is going to be a multinational effort. It can't just be the United States pressuring Beijing or Moscow. It must be the rest of the world united behind the United States saying, we won't do business with you if you do business with North Korea. Military options exist, but they are fraught with extraordinary danger. There are thousands of pieces of artillery at the DMZ pointed at our ally and our troops. And obviously we're allies with others in the region like Japan. The risks are for all of us to take into consideration.
Also want to talk to you briefly about health care. Where do we stand with repealing and replacing Obamacare?
It's clear the Republicans want to do this without a Democratic vote. And they won't get it because they want to knock under either bill 20 million people off of health care and defund Planned Parenthood, risk the viability of Medicare, Medicaid expansion ends, and many more options. If they really want to do something about health care, they can come to the Democratic side and get votes if they don't do any of those draconian things.
Let me ask you a question that I think is equally valid for Democrats as it is for Republicans. It seems like everyone's talking about coverage. Why isn't anyone talking about reducing the cost of health and medicine?
Well, it's a good point, but there are bills, for example, that deal with the cost of prescription drugs. You know, let Medicare negotiate those prices for Part D. So there's literally dozens of options out there. But if your first aim is to knock 20 million people off of health care, you're not going to get a lot of bipartisan support. I'd like to think that they realize that they don't have the votes in the Senate, and they come back and say, how can we work together?
Representative Quigley, we appreciate you joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you,
sir.
Glad to be